we said before, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Clearly, if Town are going to play this sort of football, this is going to happen every now and then. We've seen it against Watford, clearly, where they considered a goal. We saw it against Sunderland. They got away with it, didn't they, against Sunderland? Sheesh, missed. But in this case, they didn't get away with it.
No, they didn't. And it was just a case of no one really wanted the ball. Vaz tried to get it out. I think Morsey was really in a position to take it on, didn't really want it. And it just ends up where Morsey almost has a chance to kind of save his blushes, save Town's blushes, and it just doesn't really fall for them. And he ends up kind of bundled on the floor as the ball goes in. This is going to be, pardon me, the big issue when it comes to high pressing teams as well. And we've not seen too many of them in the Championship. The first team that I thought really took it to Town big time was Birmingham back in November, with how aggressive they were. Not maybe as much as in terms of playing out from the back, but just in terms of their overall play. But when teams do pounce on Town playing out from the back, they have to be totally on it, and they usually are. They're usually good at working their way out of tight spaces, but it's always such a risk. And we saw it at Leicester, for example, as well. They really made it hard for Town in terms of the way that they were closing down the spaces. It's also partially about making sure that you have different ways of doing it, because Town often do kind of get boxed in at times, and they have set formulas of saying, well, he'll move forward, that creates the pass out, and it just goes 1, 2, 3. But if you're doing that on a weekly basis, then teams like Leicester, who are going to look into this so much, will watch it and go, well, they're going to do that. These are the patterns that they use. We'll close them down and we'll create those opportunities by pressing them when they're playing out from the back. So that's, again, something that will probably need to be addressed in terms of, is there a different way to do that? You don't want to totally knock things down and start over. It's not a case of saying boot it out long, get it up the pitch. But is there a different way of being able to counteract teams pressing really hard when playing out from the back? Because you can't have that many situations like what happened at Watford, like what happened at the weekend, especially in situations where you're already behind. So